Morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Kuntres Maamar test, Parak Gimel. I'm going to start by giving tzedakah because tzedakah shmakaras zagula, and this whole series in honor of the safety and security of the Eretz Yisroel, and for the soldiers, Yosef Yitzchak ben Simcha, and for the hostages. Mitzvah Hashem should all come back good and speedily and healthy, and specifically Rom Bat Mar. Mitzvah Hashem, Rom Bat Mar should be healthy and safe. Okay. So now we're going to discuss the other side of what we talked about before. Before we were talking about in Seder Shtalshlus, everything is with a din and cheshbon. Everything is very calculated, very concise. And now we're going to talk about the opposite. What happens when it comes from Lamayla Mi Seder Shtalshlus? Let's see. Now we understand how it works above with the highest spheres. But in regards to Hashem's infinite light, so everything we talked about before about how it works in the brain and in the mind and different areas have different things, and it works very in this four. We said there's these four sort of levels that's why it has to be very exact. That's all. So he said that's all can be understood above. By Seder Shtalshlus, it's the same way. And now let's turn to Lamayla Seder Shtalshlus, which is coming from the level of Makif. Ve'eino mislabish b'kelim, not included in vessels. So harei eino negeya imhu roi legilur b'achayus or she'eino roim, and therefore it doesn't matter whether the person is fitting to receive or not fitting to receive. Because on that level, Hashem doesn't need the vessels. In Seder Shtalshlus, there has to be the light needs a vessel to be able to be useful. Whereas above Seder Shtalshlus, it doesn't need vessels. And therefore it can even go to a place that's not fitting. A place that's not clear, that's not deserving, that's not shaykh to it, it can still receive. Just like a place that is fitting. Because on that level, it's irrelevant. It's like throwing food on the floor and there's all these ants. It doesn't make a difference to you what ants going, which ants getting or not getting. So therefore, one ant that's behaving is being nice, and the other ant that's not behaving being nice, they both can get. And to the same amount, which is totally, it's like totally in contrast to Seder Shtalshlus. Seder Shtalshlus, everything you do matters. And here we're saying everything you do doesn't matter at all. And therefore, on that level, even the clip of the Sitra Achra, people that go against what Hashem wants, they can receive from such a level. Even though they're not vessels fitting for this. The fish because he doesn't need the kalim. By Seder Shtalshlus, we need the process. Hashem wants to shine his light to every individual thing, all the way down till our physical world, coming from Atzilus all the way down to our physical world. So therefore, but for that process to happen, it has to be very exact and very tailored, and every single level needs its level. Whereas L'mayim Seder Shtalshlus, the light is not trying to tailor itself to any keli. So everyone get it's like the example we used of the teacher. The teacher is teaching the students. If the teacher's not caring about the student, he just teaches the way he wants, then all the students can receive from what the teacher is giving. Even a kid that's not behaving, he can still receive it. But in contrast to when it's Seder Shtalshlus, so it's tailored towards that child, and the child can receive, and the teacher is giving exactly what that child needs. And being it's coming from this level of blikvul, so it's so much, and therefore the person that's over ratzain, he can get so much. Because why? Why? Because the I say the Shtashlu because say the Shtashlu light, it's a pneumistic light, it's internalized light. Umislavish Bikli, and it's included in a vessel. So therefore, it's limited to what that vessel is able to receive. When you go to teach the student, when you're teaching for that student, you're tailoring it to the capabilities of the students, and based off that is how much the student can receive. And that's therefore Seder and Ishtashlus is Shaykh. But the light that comes above Seder Ishtashlus, being that it doesn't try to tailor itself to the vessel, it's not the teacher trying to teach the specific student. It's not limited to that student, and it can teach the way he wants, which goes, and it can share a lot of it. So again, we're contrasting. On one hand, that when you have Seder Shtashlus, it's very tailored, and in order for the whole process to work, it's very exact. Whereas Lamayim Seder Shtashlus, it doesn't have that issue at all, and therefore, the Lamayim Seder Shtashlus, the clipper, even the clipper can receive abundantly. And then after, when we finish this paragraph, I'm going to explain a little bit. Way to understand this. And this is what it's reading in Oivadja. If you saw yourself up like an eagle, just like the eagle in the heavens. The eagle, if you notice, normally you look at the eagles, are always very high up. They fly from very high distances. Like it says in Mishnah, the clip of a Sitra Achra, Magbihim es atzmam lekabel v'chilas makif. So too, the clip of Sitra Achra, they raise themselves up. Because for the clip of Sitra Achra to receive from Ishtashlus doesn't work. Because they're not fitting vessels. Everything that Ishtashlus represents, they don't represent. So what they do is they go from this level of the makif, and they can receive. Because over there, they don't need to do anything. They're not doing v'cheshbon. They're not calculations. Not, are you shaykh? What are you doing? How many mitzvah have you done? Well, that doesn't exist. Hainu gam she'enam b'teilim klal l'kus. They're not even bottled to l'kus. They're not denying. They're not letting Hashem in. They're not trying to connect with Hashem. Nothing like that. They're totally separated, not caring, and they still can get. They totally go against Hashem's will, and still they receive. And also because it's coming from Makif, they can get a lot. It's a very interesting. I'm going to explain the story at the end of this, and you'll make more sense. But like when you look at it, it's very interesting. You go to Seder Shtashlos, which is like sort of the normal organized way, and what do you see? You get a little bit. It's a lot of effort, and you struggle. You go Klippa, which is going against everything Hashem wants, goes L'mayim Seder Shtashlos and gets everything. They have the cake and eat it, seemingly. Of course, we're going to explain how it doesn't work, but that's what it seems like at this point. And this is the reason why people that are idol worshippers are successful. With a lot of money, and honor, in this world. And they also rule over Yidden. It's weird. We are the children of Hashem. We're meant to be the light to the nations. We are His children, and we're being ruled over these people that go against Hashem's will. And if Hashem's will, then how are the people going against His will, ruling over the people that are trying to do His will? And the answer is because they're getting from this makif. Because where they're getting where they're receiving their sustenance and all their abilities is coming from a higher than Seder Shtashlos. Because for the Yid, way he gets is through Torah mitzvahs. So Bab is Seder Shtashlos, and it comes in this Seder Shtashlos organized, natural way. Whereas for the idol worshiper, the person going against Hashem's will, he l'mayla Seder Shtashlos. It goes above the Seder Shtashlos. He b'lich cheshbon without any limitation at all. And the Kitzur, Sfiras HaChachma, the attribute of Chachma is Lamata and below it, Ba b'cheshbon midal time comes from a cheshbon, has to be calculated for the 4 reasons we gave, which are the pnimi, the lattice is an internal light, so it has to go according to the abilities. Seder, it's also organized the way it comes down. Mislavish b'kliyas has to be included in the vessel, and mishtasha lamatim mijigasi, and also has to go. It's mishtasha from its high level to low level. So all these ways are very particular, and that's why it comes in this organized fashion. Whereas above chachma, above this orderly way, above city shtalshlus. So it doesn't come with any calculation. My high time from this reason, therefore, this reason sitra achra raises itself up instead of changing and saying, you know what, I should do the right thing. It raises itself up to be able to receive from above. To receive from the Mayim Sedish Tashlos, the Belid Diuk of a Riboy, to be without being exact or anything, and they can get a lot. So, like I said before, l'chayra, this seems to imply that going with without din v'cheshbon, going to the Mayim Sedish Tashlos is the way to go. That's where you get everything. So I'll tell you a story, and I think it really explains it very well. That there was a guy that he was very wealthy. He had a child. I think the child was already a teenager at the time. And the guy was divorced, and he was getting remarried. And after a while, he was living with his, he had his new wife and his son. And it wasn't working between the wife and the son. And so the wife was like, you need to get him out of the house. Like, I can't live with him here. So she said to him, please send him, get him another apartment. He had the money. Send him away. So the father said to the kid, he goes, here, I'll buy you a condo. You're a teenager. I'll give you a credit card. You can just spend all you want. You can live the life. I think it was in Miami, in South Florida. Live the life. You're in an apartment. You can have parties. You have a credit card. Everything. Just need to be out of the house. Need to go there. Just it doesn't work. And I'll visit you. But you live the bachelor party, bachelor life. As a teenager, you couldn't get any better than this. So the son said to him, he goes, take it for the offer. He goes, but I don't want the money. I don't want that life. He goes, I want you. And so the father heard this, and it was very stark. He was speaking to the shliach about this. The shliach was very, very shocked and very impressed. What was he impressed? The son was being offered a dream for a teenager. But the son understood what life's all about. Life's about real connection. And he's like, I might have all those things, but in the day I wouldn't have a parent. He told his father, I want to be connected with you. I don't this is not going to make me happy. It's not going to fill me. It's not going to be real. And so the father was asking, what am I supposed to do about this situation? But I think it's sort of the same thing. We can come, and you can come and get from the Mayim Sedish Tashlos, and you'll have the credit cards, and you'll have the life, you'll have everything you want, Begashmias. But you will not have a relationship with Hashem. And Sedish Tashlos, the reason why we have to get from Sedish Tashlos is because Hashem cares about you. The worst thing for that child was the parent saying, essentially the parent was saying, I don't care about you, but I need to take care of you. And the child was telling his parents, no, I need you to care about me. And this is sort of the same thing when we receive from Sedish Tashlos. Yeah, it seems to be a hassle. You have to do all these things, and you go the Akum and just get everything for free, and it could be true in a physical sense, maybe. But besides the fact we'll talk about later, it's not going to work long lasting. But just besides the fact, we have to realize that with Sedish Tashlos, because Hashem cares. When a parent comes and is on your case about things, it's because he cares about you. The parent says, yeah, whatever, do what you want. I don't care. It's the worst thing. Because you're showing the kid you don't care about him. And this is what we're saying here. So, Mitzvah Hashem, we should realize how this whole process works, understand where we belong in this, and recognize that going through Seder Shtalshlus is really the biggest kindness that we have. And it's coming from Hashem's inner desire for us. That's a good constant reminder we should have how much Hashem cares for us, and He wants us, and He cares for our mitzvahs, and He makes a whole seder shtalshlus just to help us be able to be in that situation and to try as we can. Of course, if we make mistakes, even on purpose, it doesn't mean we should go get ourselves down and start beating ourselves up about it. It means we should move on and realize we have more work to do because we're not meant to be perfect. Have an amazing day.